Hello and welcome to Boner City, USA, presented by Dorksplosion.com. My name is Jesus Christ. My name is Dan Bilek, and I'm here along with three other idiot co-hosts: Andrew Dewitt.
Hey, how's it going?
Ryan O'Neill.
Oh, hello.
Oh, Jesus. And Jeff Danis.
I'd like to thank the Black Keys for playing that live today. Thanks, guys.
Very nice. Hey, Dan, before we get started,
this is
hold
the first
on.
episode of the.
I just got to ask,
sure.
did you get that chair oiled up like you were going to?
Andrew's, it's the squeaky chair.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I'm sitting in a squeaky chair, dude.
Okay.
Don't move.
Anyway, so there's a lot of podcasts on the internet, a lot of comedy podcasts, and we tried to think of a unique angle for
Wait,
one.
we're not the first one? You told me that we're the first one.
I've never heard another one, Dan.
So this is Boner City, USA. It's because it's four dudes usually on the show talking about. We try and talk about everything with mostly dude-centric stuff. That is.
Oh, wait,
awful.
Dan, are the rest of you guys hard? Because I'm not.
No, that's not the point, Ryan. It's
Is
not
that a requirement?
It's not.
Okay.
It's not a requirement.
I apologize.
So,
But if we are, it's okay?
it is
Only
fine.
if you get big, throbby veins. Like, then it's all right. Otherwise, like, why waste your time?
Okay, I just.
So you're saying all boners? That you could offend some of our potential listeners with that.
True. Wait, do guys shoot heroin into their, like a big throbby vein in a boner?
I think
Is that possible?
I think in
a lot of
Dare they
blood
said that they
shoot
would.
out, though, wouldn't it?
Oh, wait, blood would shoot
Like,
out?
because you got a boner, like there's a lot of blood
That's
in there.
true.
Like if you poke it with a needle.
That's a good point.
you're
It
just
made us
spurting
explode.
I thought Ronald Reagan put a stop to all that with that war. I thought it was no more dick heroin use.
Wait, the Dare program?
Yeah, I thought that was like, that's what he put a stop
Hey, but
wait.
was just in Panama.
Dare to keep people from shooting heroin in their throbbing dick
Yeah,
vein?
that's why the shirts never
But
took off.
in our Dare class, our Dare police officer said that people ran out of veins to shoot heroin in, and they would start shooting heroin in their eyes and then in their penises.
Oh, my God. Well, I go with the penis first and then the eye.
Whose go-to would be the eye?
Wait, I have a question before all that. You had a Dare class?
Yeah, we
You
had,
didn't. I had one too.
You did?
Yeah, man.
I just had a double Dare class where we had to do like these slides and just
Hey-o.
whipped cream.
Oh, speaking of Double Dare, dude, I used to fantasize about getting on Double Dare.
Like sexually?
And then, no, not. I wasn't masturbating
Beat off
to
of
the
the
idea.
slide?
You wanted that
I wanted to
Casio
come in-
keyboard?
I wanted to get into the ear and fucking jack off in that giant ear with all the fucking earwax in it.
Harvey, tell them what they won. A Casio keyboard.
And a brand new guitar.
Andrew Dewitt has not come out of that ear for quite some time. We're getting a little worried.
I used to fantasize about going down the Sunday slide and then stopping and eating it, like while I was at the bottom.
That's
of
not
the
real.
After you
slide.
jacked off.
No, like, because I was like, every time I'd watch it, I'd be like, man, if I was there, I'd just stop and just eat all those cookies in the
It's not.
Sunday slide.
It's
and
not
shit.
real food at
Here's
all.
the thing. It isn't real food, and it's like, what, $30 tops of whipped cream and stale Oreo cookies in there? Like, there's no way that makes up for losing a minivan for your entire family.
Probably assembled by pedophiles.
Because you were the fucking fat kid who fucking stopped in the middle of the obstacle course to eat out of a baby pool.
Do you think back then they would have cut that out and just not aired that episode?
They would
Or
have
would that be
never
like-
aired that
I think
episode.
it would have shown up on YouTube though now because your father would have beat the shit out of you for it. He would have grabbed you by the shirt collar.
Would he have would the family have gone on Family Double Dare?
They would have been so disappointed. They'd be like, Andrew, we needed that minivan. Like, we would have bought you $30 worth of whipped cream.
There was craft services there. You could have eaten it backstage.
all the red vines you could ever wish for.
Why don't they bring that show back and have like a team with like two fathers and like lesbian
Well,
parents?
they
would be
did.
great.
They did Family Double Dare. Then they did a couple ones, and then like Mark Summers moved on to like Disney. Plus, like,
He does a Food Network
Food Network.
candy show.
Yeah, like super.
Everything he has is related to children. It's very bizarre.
once-
Yeah,
went-
there's going to be some like Elmo shit that will come out.
Yeah.
I once went to a live taping of Double Dare.
You're a
in,
fucking
liar.
near
No.
Boston.
No way.
Yeah, it was pretty sweet.
What?
It was pretty sweet, but it's
How
like
big is
why-
the course?
It's like I wanted to be up on the course and not watching, and this like shitty.
Were you like burning with jealousy?
a little bit?
Wait, so what's it like? Like how?
I forget what actually happened, but it was in this. I don't know if you guys are familiar with the Boston area. It was in a town called Worcester or city, and it's kind of the biggest shithole.
Oh,
in that area.
Worcester, $1.25.
Exactly. That's exactly it. For you, Bishop.
You'll go fuck yourself and all your lesbian fish-eating friends.
That was before Adam Sandler.
That was good. Wait, is that the one where he's, I'm coming out of the booth?
Dude, I could just do all the lines from that album and be happy
What
with
a
this
great,
podcast.
what a great album. That was a great
They're all
album.
gonna laugh at you,
Dude,
Yeah, it's great.
unbelievable. The play with your brother's cock and balls? It was like the most infantile. Now I see why my sense of humor is so fucking fart humor related. I was raised on that shit.
Oh man, I really gotta pee. When that dude fucking takes that long ass piss.
What was the song about his car? I got a shitty
Piece
car.
of shit car.
Oh, piece of shit car.
I thought that was laughing till I was crying,
Yeah.
dude. The whole album.
Shove the shampoo bottle up your ass.
Oh,
Look at
God.
your asshole in a mirror. And
He sings the fuck out of that too. He does the same thing with that fucking big band song, She Comes Home to Me, about fucking that whore or whatever, where it's like, she'll bite you, she'll spank you, but she'll never thank
Oh,
you
yeah.
for free. And he sings the fuck out of it, and after he recorded it, apparently he had like big band guys in there who were like 80 years old, who were from real big bands. They weren't listening to what he was singing because they were like concentrating on playing it. And they're listening,
And they were deaf because they were 80 years old.
and then they're listening to the playback, and they're like, "What the fuck?" Because he's like, "She'll lick a horse's nutsack," and like all this fucking shit, and like everyone's like speechless, and then finally, like in the silence, the guy goes, "Well, I married a hooker too." Like in the
What? How do you know this? Were you like
It was
on
like an
the set?
interview. It was an interview that Adam Sandler did.
They interviewed the 80-year-old guys. that
No,
played it?
no, they interviewed Adam Sandler
about making of that
Yeah.
album.
Oh.
They're all gonna laugh at you.
Wait, is that the one where the guy did all the drugs and he's like, that wasn't real cocaine?
Yeah.
So,
no, but then I
Probably
had this,
drunk
like,
off
no.
of these beers, man.
Yeah, no, those were not alcoholic beers.
Oh, we just killed 5 minutes quoting Adam Sandler CDs.
Hey, I want to go back quick about shooting the heroin in your dick because it got me thinking. But no, isn't your dick compartmentalized like they do in ships where if a hull fills up, then they like, isn't that like your dick have compartments where
your dick
if
doesn't have a hole, like multiple holes,
no,
like a
if
cruise
it
ship,
blows
dude.
out,
I think he's taking the semen thing like very literally. It's like-
no, I'm saying, say like you have a blowout in one part of your dick, then the rest of it still stays hard.
Right,
What?
you're
Does
a
it
little,
not?
Right, you're a little hot in the mic because you're like going crazy.
Who is having half of their dick go limp? What the fuck would that
No,
look?
when guys
That
break
look like
their
fucking
dick,
Elephant Man. Your penis would look like the
there we
Elephant
go.
Man's face.
hey, when guys break their dick at the top, the base stays hard and the top turns flaccid.
when no, that's not true.
Yes, it is.
Okay, you're saying like when a chick's on top of you riding, you break that chick.
That's everyone's
and it
worst
breaks your
boner.
dick in half.
No, but the top doesn't flop down
Yes,
like
it
a
does.
fucking.
It
A
stays
whale's dorsal fin.
You got a free willy.
like a sad or dolphin in confinement.
You just stop fucking because it hurts.
Dennis Rodman,
Dude,
broke
no,
his dick
the
like
bait-
3 times. Fucking Carmen Electra. I heard.
He broke
How
his
do you-
dick?
He only broke it
Yeah.
once.
Was he on Stern?
Yeah, he's talking about it on.
Do you put
Stern.
splints in it, or what do you do? Like,
got
think
it. You have to go to the
need let it
hospital.
heal.
That's not true.
Yes, you got to go to the hospital.
So what's it break the blood? Because
And you
your
have-
dick. I don't want.
Yeah, it's not
I don't
a bone.
Wanna, I don't want to wreck this.
There's
for you,
like
Ryan, but
cartilage
like
or
since the show's
something.
called the boner, a boner isn't really a bone. It's like just blood vessels. It's just
Dan,
like,
don't talk like that. You know that's not true.
now, when Dennis Rodman's really old, is he going to feel the rain coming and
Yeah,
like the screw in his dick?
in the middle of his well, the bend
sitting
in
on
his
the
dick.
porch?
When he goes to the beach, he can find coins. He's
like-
a dowsing rod.
He's like, oh, storms are coming. I can feel
that would be more
the
like
screws in my
fixing
dick.
blood vessels, like arthroscopic surgery.
Well, there's
not-
something, but if you don't get it treated, the base of it will get hard halfway up, and then where you broke it, the
It's
rest of
floppy?
it up will be floppy.
How do you know, or what are you basing this off of?
His research.
Did you go to a doctor?
Dan?
It's
Let's just
their
say
program.
Listen,
I've seen this.
Me
stuff
and Jeff have been
before.
fingered by the same gay Asian doctor, so we kind of have a bond about medical
That
shit.
guy was not gay.
That was for medical reasons. That was not recreational.
fine.
Did he
For the
make you
record.
spit on his finger
Oh,
before he
Didn't
did
even
it?
tell me he was going to do it. Just fucking
You're like, I just came in here.
play my nuts a little bit, then turn around and just
Did he play with your nuts while he fingered your
Did,
asshole?
did he say, tight?
No, I just.
A doctor should never
So
say
the
that.
backstory is me and Jeff went to the same urologist probably a year or more apart, and the guy had the same MO. I went for like.
What was your problem?
My wife was trying to get pregnant with IVF.
Okay.
Before you go, they have to go test her, and you make sure your dick and all your balls are fine. And then Jeff had some mystery ailment.
I went
that
in
was
for a
nothing.
sprained ankle. And next thing I knew, this guy was
Jeff had some
fingering me.
mystery ailment that there was nothing wrong with him. He's just being like Jewish and hypochondriac, basically.
I remember that.
So-
I remember that era
But, so,
of.
but I go in and the guy's like, oh, you got to fucking turn around, and I start yelling, I'm not 40, I'm not 40, fuck you. I might have yelled Zipperhead. I didn't because I'm not a racist, but
I think you
my
may
father's
have.
Vietnam veteran genes were in me, so maybe. But he goes in and he just goes to town and fingers my asshole, and I'm like, I'm gonna fucking kill you. I'm gonna kill my wife. I fucking hate you.
I think it was a misconception on your part though, because you don't have to be 40 to get that. It's not
But I thought you didn't have to get till you're 40. I was in my head like, oh, I got a few more years, so I'm getting fingered yearly. But Jeff went in. The guy goes like deep on Jeff with a finger, an arm, whatever.
Do you have a deeper asshole than the
I think I may,
Well,
and he
stopped.
He used the term milking your prostate,
He
which
stopped.
is never good.
No,
The
did
doctor
he really?
stops.
No, he
Yeah,
didn't.
they
No,
did.
wait, but there's pressure, but everything stops. And Jeff goes, hey, what's going on? They goes, oh, my hand cramped up. I'm taking a break.
inside your asshole.
Yeah,
Jeff's
deep inside.
asshole.
Jesus.
And I was like, sorry that you're uncomfortable
Did you
right
tell
now.
him, hey, maybe you could take a break on my balls or something, not
like,
in my asshole?
Hey, if you could find your watch and put it back on. in
Maybe
there,
his
that's fine.
reasoning is if I leave, it's just going to be a production getting back in. You know, like maybe he's
Oh,
that's
because
solid.
maybe Jeff was uncooperative and really tightened it up on him.
I had been doing ass kegels for a couple weeks
He's
prior.
like, if I pull my finger out now, there's no way I'm getting it back in.
It cramped up because you're cutting off the flow of blood. to it, man.
because he was
Loosen up.
Asian, I did a little Chinese finger trap on him. Tightened it up.
Oh God!
I think if a guy went in my asshole, I would try to be so relaxed that the guy would be kind of shocked. Like, it's almost like,
It's like accepting.
yeah, there's like a lot of room in there, and he's like, us is a little too easy.
What if you just started moaning like real heavily and breathing like, oh,
You know,
just
I don't
keep
think-
going.
Well, dude, the guy we had would probably be like, yeah, you like that.
that one,
Like,
he was very gay.
There's no way any of these pranks can pay off. Like,
No.
long
yeah,
term.
there's no prank
Yeah,
involves you having a finger up your ass where you're like, ha ha.
Well, and it's like you're just there by yourself, so it's not really a good prank.
Hey, Doc, you remember when you were checking my prostate and I started moaning like I was
Look how hard
into
my
it?
dick is. Look how hard my dick is.
I wasn't really into it, Doc. Fuck you. The joke's on you.
Gotcha, bitch. Remember when I told you I felt so good and I started jacking my dick off in the office? Like, why would you do that to it? Why would you do that to another human?
Remember you made me wait for 45 minutes and I'm paying you for all this to be uncomfortable?
No one gets into doctoring for the ass fingering of guys who don't want to get their ass
Yeah,
fingered.
you haven't met this guy.
You know what though? I think if the guy was inside you deep and you were flexing your asshole, I think then he'd be like, "Hey, I get it. Okay, I
Stop
get the joke.
it.
It's
It
hilarious."
feels like you're the Sarlacc trying to eat me.
The whole time I was just thinking, like, how many times does he wash his hands to an acceptable amount before eating lunch? Like 10?
Oh, I didn't even think about that because if I
You're using those hands every day to finger assholes. that you're
Granted,
eating
it's a
Subway
glove,
with.
but like I'm assuming that there's some remnants of asshole.
if Dan sneezes near me, I'll get like weird.
Like,
you
you'll
know,
get
like
Purell and everything or whatever. But
if
like,
I had my
didn't-
finger in a dude's ass, I think I would cut my finger off. Like I'd be able to be a doctor for 10 visits.
Oh, hey, I
you
had
like
a
Muslim where you
I
only
had
use
a
one hand for
situation.
work and one hand for eating.
I had a situation like that when I was a kid. I grew up on a farm, and I had to go shoulder deep inside a pig in the vagina.
Oh,
Pigs have a vagina and not a cloaca. They have like a front, like.
It's I
It's
guess
a
it's
mammal,
the-
dude. Why would it have a cloaca?
Well, like
it's not a reptile.
platypus is almost. I don't know because like
It's a big old fat vagina, and
Oh.
I had to shove my old man made me shove my arm up there.
What, on a
and then
dare?
for like a
Well, it's
year,
Christmas.
so I had to pull the dead babies out.
Why couldn't
Oh.
he do it?
Because his arm was
damn
too
it.
big and mine was smaller. And for like, I literally wanted to cut my arm off. I mean, I was up.
Did you have to feel around to see if there's any like? You
Dude,
didn't know how
I
many were
was
in there.
right above the elbow. I was halfway up to the shoulder above the elbow.
So and also he doesn't know how many dead babies, so you have to root around and make sure you got them. all out.
Holy shit.
And it's pissing on me and stuff. And
That's why you
I
like
asked,
this.
I asked for a glove, and he goes, "We don't have time to go get one. Now put your arm in there."
What do you mean you didn't have
You didn't have a
time?
glove?
No, there's.
They have
I
that
was
big- they have
on.
that big rubber. I've seen
I
it
know.
like a jackass thing.
No, we had to go to the store and buy them. We didn't have one, so I had to go
bareback up a
it.
pig's ass.
No,
or
vagina.
Vagina.
Dude, that's like some
And pull
fucking-
out dead abortion pigs.
Yes.
That's grapes of wrath. Like how sick. Merry Christmas, son. You got the smallest fingers, so you pull out the dead baby.
That was the summer that Ryan did 100 curls a day on that one arm. I don't have the smallest arms anymore, Dad.
That's the saddest shit.
Yeah, but you still got your left arm.
Fucking, you learn too much about life and death when you live on a farm.
Oh,
know?
you ever see someone pull a calf out of a cow with a pickup truck with chains around it?
What are you talking about?
They get stuck in there, and you can't pull them out. I saw
What
a
the
guy
hell?
put like 2 legs on either side and pull and couldn't get it out. So we had to hook a chain around its legs and hook the chain up to the pickup truck and pull it out.
Sounds like
Is the calf dead at least?
No, it was alive.
Sounds like
We
a-
saved it.
it
That's
walked?
why.
Sounds like
Yeah.
a bad TLC reality show.
We ate it
These
later.
guys use a pickup truck to birth
Oh,
animals.
the baby cow.
Well, once it grew up, we ate it, and it was delicious. It had that pickup truck pull out.
What the fuck, man?
That's actually how Honey Boo Boo was born. It's a pickup truck.
They pulled her out of Mama June.
Topical.
Wait, isn't the thing too like cows will eat grain till they explode or some?
Well, yeah, they will, but sheep are worse. We've had a couple of sheep like bust out and start eating a ton of grain, and then we find them, and they're swollen up like 3 times the size. And then a vet has to come out and cut them open. And it's just this. It's like a
grain falls out.
10-minute fart. It's just the worst. It's like the worst smelling. And it
Wait,
just
are they
is like
dead? Are they dead?
Yeah,
Then
they
why is
die.
the vet? Couldn't you just cut them open? Or
I heard
Well,
when
because
cut
they
them-
want to do an autopsy and see like what all they got into. Because sometimes you find them.
Yeah, grain.
No, but they, sometimes they
again.
find-
5 times their
make
body
sure,
weight in
make
grain.
sure you get bones on that autopsy. Fucking what the
Sometimes
fuck?
there's other
We
shit
gotta
they get
fucking.
into.
Why are you wasting a coroner's time? Like what the fuck? We gotta solve this case, Sherlock. You're never gonna believe it. We gotta fucking. A sheep ate so much grain it fucking died.
It looks like a fucking. It looks like a balloon.
I
And then
heard-
when they die, we throw them out into the field, and then we sit at night, wait for the coyotes to eat them, and then we shoot the coyotes.
And then what do you do with the coyotes?
Sell them to Native Americans.
And then we put the coyotes out there and wait for
now, do you
Hobos?
Native Americans to come get them, and then we
Then you
shoot
hunt
them.
them. Right? That's
do
what
you
the-
call
that's what the Alamo?
Do you call the coroner out to inspect the coyote bodies? Like,
We'll kill this.
When you cut the
shot.
when
We
you
know
cut the
what
sheep
killed.
open, it's called making it grain. Some black guy comes out, and is like, "Make it grain."
That was a bit much. That was kind of my zipper head thing earlier. You're gonna regret that later.
I feel good about it. I want to talk about, speaking of black guys, I'd like to take
Jesus
a quick
Christ.
moment of silence for these allegations that have been launched against the black guy who did the voice
Dude,
of Elmo.
Oh,
if
the
you
Tickle Me Elmo
work in
guy.
a child-related industry
Don't
where, you,
fuck kids.
where you've dedicated your life,
don't
you're
fuck
already
kids.
a pedophile.
No.
It should
Oh,
be
listen.
opposite. It should be
Not
here's the
true.
thing. If you
Not
want to
true.
do that, you have to pick no matter
Look.
what your leanings are. You got to be like, I'm going to do this and not fuck kids. I'm going to fuck kids and not do this job.
I think
you can't do both.
I think you're suspect
double
in
dip.
this day and age. You're
Absolutely.
suspect, but I don't think it means you are a pedophile.
Look, there's
No,
a
but
difference.
I mean, there's more scrutiny though. So
Of
you don't.
course.
If you're going to fuck kids, don't go into that field, dude, because you're going to like something bad's
but
going
like
happen.
to get into that field, you obviously have an enjoyment of kids.
You get along with-
You
hey,
know
this
what I
guy
mean?
gets along with kids.
You've
great.
dedicated your life to being a puppet for children.
Like his main talent, only like you can never fuck a woman of like, hey, I do the voice of Elmo. Like only a kid is gonna
and
be like,
there's
that's
not-
awesome.
It's on public fucking PBS. There's no money in it.
Maybe Mitt Romney was onto something. He'd got
Well,
released.
that's what Asterios was in here earlier, and he said that if they had that information, they would have released it during the campaign because like, oh, you like PBS? They fuck kids. Look at
Yeah, but if you look
Big
at
Bird's-
the-
Big
They
Bird's
were
best
sitting
friend.
on that
If you look
for
at
a
the
while.
the TMZ comments are all like the typical liberal behavior, you know, like fucking ignoring a million years of Catholic priests fucking raping the shit out of everybody.
What's weird to me is like when I picture it, I don't picture the black guy. Like I just picture Elmo's red furry head, like
Does he
jerking a kid off.
Did he molest him as Elmo? Like,
I think it's
He said Elmo like
I think it was a three-way, right?
I think he put the puppet on the kid's dick and then jerked it
well,
off
according
like
to the
that.
guy, and like
What's he
we
being
should- we
accused
should
of?
say allegations.
yeah, allegations.
I'm gonna say he did it.
He's accused of like I think having sexual relations with a 16-year-old who
Just
brought
one
it,
kid?
He brought it up when he was 23, and the guy said, "No, I waited until he was legal," which obviously isn't good anyway.
but he's also married though too, because they did that famous documentary about.
oh,
him.
he's
Like,
married.
Is he married?
And he's in
he
his
has an
40s.
ex-wife and a daughter.
And he's in
Okay.
his 40s.
Okay.
But
at the
also,
very least-
at the press conference, he made a mistake because he said, I waited until he was legal, and then he said barely legal. So he did not.
I heard he did the press conference
Hey,
in
but
the
wait.
voice of Elmo.
What state was it in? Because consent can
Yeah,
be
like
16 years
Kentucky,
old.
it's like 15 or 16.
Yeah.
Like it's like low.
Yeah, but gay, it's no consent
There's
ever. There's never consent
The
for
Bible
that.
Belt, there's no consent.
You never consent to
Dude,
that.
it's like look at these guys that work with the Boy Scouts that are like their life revolves around children. I got news for you, pedophile.
Those guys are good.
it's come
Not
on.
just good-hearted guys.
But that sucks. 'cause
I mean,
that
some
means-
guys that like hang out with other dudes and fuck chicks. those guys hang out with kids, they're fine. But dudes whose whole life revolves around, like, we're going on these great camping trips. They're going to do some great fun stuff in the woods alone.
Like single dudes who don't have their own family.
Like in their 30s and 40s. Like the older they get, the more single it's
awesome.
weird.
I'm sure there's statistics on this.
Maybe they just really love canoeing and think they should tell people how to do it.
And they don't want competition from adult canoers who know what they're doing.
Yeah, they like going with complete novices.
The greatest canoeer in the world, basically.
I could build the fuck out of a fire.
Yeah,
Look at
and
these
you're
fucking
only-
idiot kids. They can't do shit, man.
You're
They're
only
a god
life-
to them.
Your only life skills are like being able to start a fire with wood and some moss. It's not impressive to chicks.
Do you think
It would be
It's like-
immediately impressive to chicks if, like, the apocalypse happened, though. You know?
Wait,
Oh.
did,
Don't get me started on the apocalypse.
can we do that? Well, speaking of the apocalypse and chicks, can we do the? Do you guys want to talk about online dating? Because me and Andrew are married, but I'm fat. Every time you guys have a story about that,
We're not married to each other. Just
No, yeah, I say it a lot. Like I mean,
we
Andrew and I
have
are both married
wives.
women.
When Dan and I go into businesses, like we brought our computer back to a computer store, and Dan was like, "I bought this computer for my partner, and it doesn't work. We need a new computer right now." And I'm like, "Hold on a second."
You're just standing in the
we were
corner.
wearing,
And
we
he's
were
like-
wearing matching juicy sweatsuits.
And he's like,
at the
"Don't
time,
worry,
too.
it's not like that. We're married." Like as if that
Hey,
fucking
we're not
explains it.
just fucking sodomizing each other in sin, and we're married. It's legal.
No, I mean, because Ryan and I we work together as well. We get we'll be on meetings and we've been asked, "Do you like girls?" Like it's such a weird question.
Just recently.
Do you like
Do
girls?
they ever think you're together? Like, oh, you're a writing team
I
or
think-
partners? Or
I've been asked a lot. Like when I say I have a writing partner, like you get a lot, especially on online dating. Like, "Oh, a life partner?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it's like I'm an online dating site looking for chicks."
Even chicks that I date start to
you
think.
still think you're gay?
They might think that they think I'm gay because I spend so much time.
Well, people
with
get.
them.
Well, I think people get jealous.
And
of
I
you guys,
can't get
though.
a boner for them.
Well, not the top part that's been broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially
The
because
floppy part.
the Nerf dick.
you're always like making them pretend they have balls too.
Yeah, I'm like, put these there and then put your face in the pillow
Put your
and
face.
grunt like a man. And put this hairy patch on your back.
I gotta put this Ziploc baggie filled with warm water between your waist. I'm gonna pretend it's a nut sack. This is just
Christ.
They find his Marcy Darcy from Married with Children porn collection. Lady was a dude.
Oh, okay.
She was a lesbian.
Darcy.
You don't know
Shows
Marcy
dude.
Darcy?
Oh,
The
You
next,
know,
the
like-
next door neighbor. It's not a sex toy.
You just know like every character on Metroid, but you don't know a key character from Married with Children.
There's one character in Metroid. There's
Metroid.
There's
Samus.
no one
It
else.
says Metroid.
Metroid's
Versus
the
some-
fucking.
How many
thing.
guys are on Metroid?
Well,
It's like
the bad guys
It's
have no
called
names.
Metroid. Yeah, count.
The bad guy
Dracula or
is
some
Mother
shit.
Brain.
That's
Yeah,
like knowing
Mother Brain.
the characters on Space Invaders.
What about-
It's just a
You know,
ship?
that's a Vader
some
guy with
aliens.
the little pointy things in his head.
Shows you
My
where
parents
I'm at.
wouldn't let me watch Married with Children.
Really?
What?
Yeah, they thought it was tacky, which was code my mom's southern code for too sexual.
Tacky.
Yeah.
Really? That's heck.
But didn't that make you seek out sexual
Yes.
stuff?
Yes, in fact, I remember when we got a free preview of HBO.
You were just jerking
I
it
remember-
to Dream On.
Oh no,
Real sex.
There was tits in every episode of
Dream
Dream
In.
On. Though. They knew what
I
they were
would
doing.
try to record it on a blank tape, and
yeah.
at like 2:00 in the morning when it come on, I set my alarm.
get up, sneak
So
downstairs.
my fucking Star Wars alarm clock goes up. It's like, beep, 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 beep. Oh, sir, good morning, sir. Like C-3PO or whatever.
is that you?
I turn it off and I go like upstairs to the thing and I'm like putting the shit in, and my dad knows immediately what I'm doing. Like he can hear because their master bedroom
Yeah,
is right below the den.
And that's back like, when VCRs were
yeah,
like
so
fucking
you're
trash
like
compactors.
and then like me looking around in the dark for a fucking blank tape, and then turning it on. Body of evidence is coming on. or something.
What would you mark it as? Like Smurf 6?
No, it would just be like a blank tape. I wouldn't put a label on it.
Where would you put
know?
it? In your room?
I never did. I got caught immediately. So what happened
That
was,
night?
That night.
That first
That
night?
night, I was kneeling and my knee popped. Like it's
What?
fucking
What are you?
super-
Were you a Pee Wee football player?
My knee popped like deafeningly loud.
That's a fucking bum knee, dude.
And
Were you
then-
a numb?
Then I remember hearing my dad, and I was like, "Oh shit!" And I just ran right back to my room.
Was the knee all
I like
right?
how this story, like the consequences. What you were watching watching a network TV show, which at the time.
No, he wasn't watching
No,
Married
he's
with
the
Children.
HBO, the free HBO sample.
Oh,
for
I know we're
two
talking about Married with Children. I'm like, this is the worst. Fucking.
It was Sunday at 8 p.m.
When was Married with Children on it?
And then my dad came in the den, and he went straight to the den. I was like, he knows what I did. And then he comes to my room, and he's like, I don't think we'll be recording that movie, Andrew. And I was like, oh, shit.
And how was your knee? That was loud pop.
The best movie as a kid to watch nudity, Revenge of the Nerds.
Oh, there's a
legit
ton of
Bush.
nudity.
That also has a rape scene in it.
Well,
Yeah, that
That's
is a rape
like
scene.
legally, like 25 years or whatever.
it's
like
pretty
that.
awesome
He
rape
legally
scene.
rapes
She
a
was
woman.
into it, though.
She didn't know at the time. She knew post rape. She was into it. And said, "Oh, that's cool," but like only
Totally,
because-
it was done well, though.
All
it was
ju-
a good rape scene.
All jocks
Totally.
think about is sports, and all nerds think about is sex.
Yeah, that's what he says.
And then
Actually,
she's sold on it.
Oh, because like
Which is the
mid
most-
rape. Well, yeah, mid rape. She discovers who it is, but like,
Like, oh my god,
That guy was on Married with Children as well. That was Marcy Darcy's
that's
husband.
Jefferson Darcy.
oh, the boyfriend, not the
Yeah,
the,
the
the,
boyfriend.
Oh,
boyfriend.
I know who you're talking about now.
Thank God.
He took her last name.
It's such a
When they got
tacky
married.
show, Andrew.
It's too tacky. Spaceballs was too tacky.
What?
No.
Yeah.
Does it have
Spaceballs
balls
is
in it, or
funny.
what do you mean?
No, because like she watches him take a pee. Remember, like the jumbotron comes on.
Were you not? You weren't allowed to swear as a kid.
No, in fact, instead of fart, we had to say bottom burp,
What?
which is like
That's
way
more
grosser.
disgusting.
that sounds grosser
That's
than
way
farts.
Because it just sounds like a mouth where your anus. should be
What
just
did you
go
call
blue.
queefs? Because that comes up a lot in families.
Did not.
Thanksgiving. Yeah,
I would have called a fart an O-ring queef. Would that have been classier?
An O-ring explosion.
I'm worried to meet your family if I ever do.
So
I don't know
what,
if I'm
like,
classy enough?
So what
for
would
it.
happen? Give me the context. Like you'd be sitting around, someone would fart, and you'd be like, "Oh, excuse me for that bottom burp."
Do you
Yeah,
guys speak with
basically.
English accents at all times too? Oh, father.
I remember
sorry.
I was trying to make a dinosaur fly with farts, a dinosaur toy, and instead of going,
Wait, with your own farts?
no, like
You were putting it in your ass.
like launching it, I was like,
Oh, you were holding your hand, moving it across.
but
like,
instead
in
I
front of you.
went bottom burp, bottom burp, bottom burp, bottom burp, and then my dad like was like,
It's
no,
like-
no, that is too rude, Andrew.
Even that.
Oh, he didn't go. Andrew, if you do that in public, you'll get the shit beat out of you. He's like, that's what you'd say. Like,
Did the rest of like your buddies, were they the same, or were you like?
No, they did not say bottom burp. They said fart.
so when you went to public school, did you just get the shit beat out of you?
I was not well treated. I also was forced to take tap and ballet for like 7 years.
Oh my god.
What were they trying to do to you?
Dude?
They were trying to raise little noble children. Like, so it was like horseback riding, karate, art lessons, piano, and fucking tap and
So
ballet.
it's almost like your parents were aliens and they read like a how-to manual. those are like
They're like the coneheads trying to put you in like everything.
Yeah.
And my mom would always be, I would be like, I don't want to take ballet, it's for girls. And she'd be like, well, you know, Baryshnikov takes ballet and he gets a lot of women. And so when people would make fun of me, they'd be like, do you wear a tattoo? Do you wear a tutu? And I'd be like, boys don't wear tutus. They wear jazz pants. Which is
Wow. You really showed that, dude.
not
really
selling,
broke the
not
wall.
selling anybody on
No
that.
wonder you grew up to start huffing computer cleaner and shit. Your parents wonder why. God.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's almost like your parents were like, how can we get this our son to commit a massacre in a middle school? Jazz pants?
What were other terms? Did you have other terms that were used to cover up like disgusting
What'd you call your
things?
boner? Your pants hardness? Or
No,
your,
no one say.
Did your dad ever go, hey son?
We didn't talk about that. Like, who talks about their boners with their parents?
No, I always would wake up in the morning and walk down for breakfast. I have a big old boner
Ryan
poking out
once-
of my boxers.
Ryan once had to jerk a horse off with his feet. They were
the horse
and then
wouldn't-
catch the semen in his mouth and impregnate another
The horse couldn't
7
come.
miles away.
The horse couldn't come because it had a foot fetish.
You're the only one who's small enough to get this horse hard.
Look, Ryan, I would fuck this horse, but my back is killing me. Now get in there and do it.
We need someone's little hands to grab each of the horse's nuts.
This bestiality porn is not
I
gonna
actually-
film itself.
So let me get this straight. Me having to take tap and ballet, is that worse than having to stick my whole arm inside of a dead pig?
No, a live pig's vagina would pull out dead
Dead
babies.
babies?
You guys had, I'd say, polar opposite childhoods.
Wait, have you ever had
and, yet,
to?
and yet we are so
Ryan and
similar.
Andrew have like a lot of
know.
similar things, even though they grew
Have you
up
ever had
That
to
is
catch
true.
a baby pig and then squeeze its head between your legs while your brother makes 2 incisions and digs its nuts out and then cuts them off.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
Why?
Jesus Christ.
Well, because with a baby pig, the nuts haven't dropped, so you got to go inside and.
But why are you cutting their nuts off out of spite? Like, what the fuck?
No, you can't have boars running around fucking their mothers and stuff.
God. That's the problem.
Oh,
That's what they're
Jesus.
Wait, are boars? They have nuts. If they don't have nuts, they not grow as big or anything.
Well, they don't. They'll grow pretty big, but they're not, aggressive. And then you have to break their teeth off with pliers when they're babies, so they don't get tusks.
Sounds like a lot of work to
Sounds like
get
a
bacon.
But if you do get a boar, you can ride them. You get on the back, and then someone hits them in the nuts with a 2x4.
What? I thought you cut them off though.
Why is it
No,
gotta
you
be
get
in the
one
nuts?
boar. You get one boar
to ride.
But
That's the midget transportation.
dude,
son.
they get crazy. We had a ram. It wasn't castrated, and every time you turn your back, that fucker would get up on his rear legs and hit you in the back, in the small of the back.
A ram?
Yeah,
That thing-
Is that a sheep with like the curly
Yeah.
horns? Like,
Man, I'd be so mad. I'd want to kick the shit out of like some mean ram.
I
like,
hate
once it got
animals.
bigger.
dude, you
My
get
nightmare.
scared. You can't do anything to its head. It's like fucking 2 inches thick.
oh, like you could shoot with a 22, it wouldn't even hurt it.
Wouldn't do anything.
Yeah, but you could set it on fire later. Like sneak it to the barn.
I was once
Joke's on you, Ram. Remember me? Remember me?
I was on a senior trip, like in high school, you go on like a senior week, and we went on a senior trip to upstate New York, and there was this,
Who planned that senior trip, bro?
I don't know,
The
some
fuck?
teacher. And it was like one of those, like
Disneyland of the Northeast.
one of those, like one of those shitty,
We're
like,
going to the Catskills to take in some comedy shows.
it's like one of those shitty, like, we have 4 acres, and there's like a pool and a basketball court.
I hope
and a
you
driving range.
I hope you kids like creeks.
So anyway, it was more or less like that. Anyway, there was a buffalo, like just in this random pen with like really thin wire, like mesh fence. And we were just bored as fuck because like we didn't really like creeks, so we're like, let's just throw rocks at this buffalo. And
Like a full-size buffalo?
yeah, and a couple of us just hit it right in the head. And it made like that eerie, like bone on bone sound. And it didn't bull charge, but it just started like slowly, angrily walking. We're like, dude, we better get out of here. This is like a real thin fence. And it just started
It
slowly
would have
coming out.
fucked all you guys up.
It wouldn't have gone through that fence.
You don't think
You
so?
don't think?
Dude, we have big fucking bulls, and there's one wire. One wire keeps them in.
Why? Because electric? Or
Yeah, it'll be electric. And then they
Oh,
won't
it's
even
like
go.
institutionalized in Shawshank
But-
Redemption. They
No,
talk
it's not
about
like
that.
that.
If you
They
get them
only
going,
know.
they'll fucking. I've been in a
But
stampede.
they go nuts where they just don't.
I've been
they
in a
won't stop.
stampede where my old man's like, hold that gate up, hold it back, and they're literally trying to jump over the gate and I'm about ready to be crushed, and then I'll run and I'll literally jump and dive on a gate as they're like bashing me into the. He's like, why didn't you hold your ground? And I'm like, and he'd be like, take this 2x4 and hit him in the head.
Why was your dad putting you in stampedes?
You could have
Did
been a
have no,
rodeo
did you have no
clown.
employees in the farm? It was just like,
It was just a non. It was a
Man,
fucking-
working on a farm as a kid sounds like growing up in the third world country, man. It's like it sounds awful, dude.
Dude, it is the. I was a white slave.
That's coming from the guy who said bottom burp and wore jazz pants.
Yeah.
He feels bad.
He
for you.
feels bad for
I think we
Ryan.
found out who the winner is. It's DeWitt had a better childhood than Ryan.
Dude, I almost died in a grain elevator once because I was shoveling grain with no mask because I guess my parents wanted me to get
You can suffocate
lung
from that.
cancer later.
Yeah.
And then a semi came in and he pulled the fucking thing and started dumping it into his trailer, and I was in there and I got sucked in. And at the last minute, I grabbed a fucking rafter and I'm dangling.
Dude, you can die from that. It's called walking the grain, and it's totally
Yeah.
dangerous.
How do you
You're
know
not
that?
supposed to ever
How
do
do you know that?
I saw a dude like on television. This dude was walking the grain
Yeah,
at his
that's
farm.
Ryan. It was a little
And like
15-year-old
if
Ryan.
you can walk on it, but it's also like quicksand.
Yeah.
It can suck you in, and then you suffocate to death covered in corn.
Dude,
That
they
sounds like
say
another-
if you
I
get.
think about that like once a week about like dying in a grain silo, dude.
Did you know that if you get caught in grain, like up to your waist, and they try to pull you out, they'll rip you in half. That's how fucking solid it
That's
is
how
in
bad the
there.
grain wants your corpse.
Jesus
the grain,
fucking
boy.
Christ, man. Your own crops are trying to eat you.
Would you rather walk the plank or walk the grain?
I would rather walk the plank into water.
Like Goonies? What
Yeah.
if the Goonies' mother was there, Mrs. Fratelli.
I'd probably bang her.
You'd bang Mrs.
No, if I could never
You
do
said before we came on air that you would fuck a celebrity just to have the story.
I would not fuck.
Oh, who are we
the-
talking about though?
Mrs. Fratelli from the Goonies.
No,
if she were
before,
alive.
Who are we talking about? Fucking. What was the celebrity before?
He said Hillary Clinton, definitely. And then there was
You'd fucking like Hillary Clinton now.
Oh, and then
like
Kristen-
today.
Yeah, why
Power,
not?
man.
Kristen Stewart. No, was that?
Oh yeah, it's Kristen Stewart, the chick from Twilight. Yeah.
Like, how is that weird? How Hillary
well,
Clinton
Kristen Stewart's
and
like a
Kristen
girl,
Stewart.
but like
Hillary Clinton's like a robot.
she's like 74 years old or something
Who
ridiculous.
gives a shit? You just rail her, and then you're like, "Hey, everybody!"
What would you do if she had like one of her weird power
and then you put it on
suits
Facebook?
and she took
Yeah,
off?
put it on Facebook.
She took off her top and had like the most perfect tits that were real you've ever seen in your life with like a weird tattoo.
I
A
already,
weird tattoo. Why you gotta make it perfect?
I already said I would do her, so I'd obviously be pretty.
It's like, no, but wait, what if she had perfect tits? And you
I'm out. I'm
You
out.
still fuck her?
Wait, what if her vagina felt unbelievable?
What if she made?
Would you do it then?
What if she made you walk the grain to get? To her?
Dude, she's got HPV because you know Clinton fucked everything without a condom.
I would probably wear a condom if I fucked Hillary Clinton.
Are you okay if you had to bareback her? Would you?
Yeah.
She's got a big old hairy asshole, and you know that.
You don't think? You don't,
She's got to.
you don't think
Why
she
does she
shaves
got
it?
to?
She's not getting anal bleaching.
I heard
In order
she
to
did,
be a woman of
actually.
power, you need to have a big burly asshole like a man.
Like you go to Iran and they're like, show me big burly asshole before the meeting.
You don't want some dainty bleached asshole. It makes you feel powerful.
Now this is ass I like to fuck.
Now we talk.
Show me your asshole. Yes. Now I will speak to you.
It is a modest asshole, not this slutty American shaved pink star asshole.
Because I'm classy, I have a shit calendar, like a day-to-day fact calendar about shits.
Because you have stuff. Because you have like Crohn's or something.
Well, I don't have Crohn's for the record, but
And because you love,
you're
but it's like
hypochondriac.
it's like funny stuff about shit.
yeah, like
But
a
is it-
Dave
wait,
Barry.
Wait, did you buy it or did you make it?
I bought it.
Oh, I thought
You made
I thought you
it.
said you
Hey,
made
here's
it.
my hilarious shit
Like girls
calendar.
come over like,
Check out this fact about my shit.
Hey, did you see my shit last Wednesday, the
every
28th?
day, yeah, I thought every day you just talk
Is it like an Ari Shaffir
no.
shit blog?
Dan, what is he going to do with his Spencer's Gift Club membership? Other than spend it on
I've been pushing this
Fat
shit
lady
calendar for
birthday
10 years.
cards.
No one's
Shit
ever bought
calendars.
it. I can't figure out, but I'm not giving up on it.
like 1996.
It's from 2012. I bought it at Barnes & Noble at the Grove.
You bought it?
I always wait
I
after
don't give
a week.
away shit calendars.
So anyway,
Why would you buy it out in the open? You could buy like thousands of millions of anything you could buy. That's what you bought there.
I go a week after because it's cheaper to buy it a week later.
I go like 3
Those calendars
months
are like
after.
$20.
Now-
dude.
now when
What do
you-
you mean in January, like after the year's already started?
Like a week, yeah, like one
A week.
weekend.
If you go in March, it's nothing but kitten calendars, but they're $3. So I always
now, when
get
you
them.
brought that to the counter, did you tell the clerk, you're like, I bet this is going to be fucking funny, dude? What the fuck?
I read the back. I
You're
read one off
fucking
the
30.
back.
You're 30 years old. Why did you have to have this?
I looked around and that was my best option.
Did you go?
You know what, though?
No, you went to the
In
Grove.
his
You went to the
defense.
Grove to buy a calendar. You needed a calendar.
I did, yeah.
and then you're like, well, what can I buy? And that's what they.
I
had.
went to look, and there was like Harry Potter the fan calendar, the aforementioned Let's Dress Cats Up as Pirates calendar, the Harry Potter, like the Far Side. And I was like, you know what? I've seen all that shit. I'm going with the shit calendar.
And what is
It is
it
interesting,
animated
though.
shit?
You know what?
or
It's
what
time
is
to
it?
treat myself. I'm an adult.
So
It's,
what is the shit calendar? What's
it's-
it? What's it pictures of first?
It's not pictures. It's
drawings.
It's well,
Drawings of
there are
shit.
some drawings, but most of it's just like little like written blurbs, and some of them are pretty good. What I was going to bring up was I showed it to Ryan, and he was a fan of it. When a president of the United States goes out of the country, they bring in a special commode because they have to collect his shit. Some guy has to collect his shit and get rid of it and put it somewhere because the U.S. used to spy on Gorbachev by like searching his shit.
They check the health and see how he's doing. And they knew like Gorbachev had cancer because they were sifted through his shit.
So you can only imagine.
There's a toilet, like a CIA toilet, dude.
There's
Yeah,
probably
yeah.
a black market for
God.
high-level governmental shit.
He's got the word. He hit reply on the wrong Craigslist job.
He's like, why can't I just run alongside the fucking limo? Why do I have to get the shit every time?
They're like, get shot at. Then fucking. So they collect our.
They're like,
president.
hey, the president's going to Denny's for a promotion. The guy's like, oh, God.
So Obama probably has to go take a shit, say he's visiting somewhere. He has to be like, hey, by the way, hey, Bob, I'm going to go take a shit. Don't you dare flush
How
that.
about when Obama went to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles? That guy had some serious duty patrol.
Well, do they do that? Do they do that in America though? Like, or
They
only
might,
abroad?
they
I
might.
think in America, he can domestic shits. He can just flush.
Yeah,
Like,
well, yeah.
that would make
I
sense.
want to
wanna
know when
know-
he goes on foreign.
I want to know who the shit spies are. That's like the cooler job.
That's like
That's a terrible
the
job.
best? No, is that the best spy job or the worst? Like, are you the most trusted, or are you
I
a
think
fuck
it's
up?
the
Like,
coolest.
you're on
You're
shit
in the-
detail, retard.
You're like in the
Oh.
sewer, and you're waiting for that big old presidential
But it comes
duty
with
to come
water
down.
and shit.
You're hanging out with the Ninja Turtles.
You're like, guys, this pizza has way too many toppings. on it."
Wait, this isn't human.
That could be probably some of the most vital information you could have. You know what he's eating. You know how you could poison it, potentially. You know if he's sick.
Wow, look at this guy. He's got the makings.
I like potentially.
This guy's the makings of a spy.
Here's
I-
the deal,
yeah.
though. Like, when did this technology happen? This is something like in World War II.
Well, Gorbachev's in the '80s, so
Well, maybe it started like you remember how they had the Navajo guys doing like the code
Wind
language,
talkers.
wind talkers or
They-
whatever,
shit
and then there's like the
talkers.
shit sifters who are like,
That's
who
a
would
good movie.
Who would taste it to see like what?
I don't think
is,
it tasted.
I think Ben Affleck needs to make that movie.
Coming.
Dude.
Shit sniffers.
Shit sniffers, they saved the world.
I thought sifters,
one
you said.
turn at a
Well,
time.
we'll take it next.
Is
level.
it sniffers now? I thought it was sifters.
It's shit shifters.
Shifters. That's like a
Sifters.
transformer.
Sifters. That's a
Shit
tongue
sifters.
twister. Shit sifters.
Are you allowed to say shit? I don't want to offend your mom. If you listen.
Bottom leaving.
Andrew, I heard what you did.
We
with
also
your friends.
called PTT. A lot of people in the South Carolina and
TT?
South Carolina do
You
that.
Not
What the-
PP? Like,
Hey,
you're gonna throw people
are your parents like retarded people that have like the development of like an 8-year-old?
TT and bottom burp.
I thought TT is what like people in New Orleans called like their aunts and uncles. Or like aunts?
Maybe
Maybe
maybe it's a racist thing.
Maybe it is a racist
maybe
thing.
Andy's parents were racist.
What did you call your slaves in South Carolina?
We called them Mary.
Bernard?
Drop the N-bomb. Come on, don't be afraid.
Please don't.
Oh, do you have that bottom burp, or do you have to do a TT?
Is it a TT or a bottom burp? Well, no, you wouldn't say
So that's
bottom
a
burp.
South Carolina thing, TT?
Yeah, TT was a South Carolina thing.
What they
Tacky
call
is,
taking a shit? What was that? You must have had a term for that.
I don't think we did, man. I think we just had to go number 2.
What'd you call titties?
Just titties, man.
In front of your
For your
mom?
mom?
No, but people
You want-
don't.
what
bring
did
this
your
kind of
mom
stuff
call
up.
Oh, you don't talk
Titties.
about it.
What was the most
Her top lumps.
What was the edgiest thing that ever came up in your household when you were a kid?
I used to record myself taking a shit.
Did you think you were the president?
We had a Fisher Price recorder.
That was the first
Wait,
ever
did you
shit
put it
podcast.
Did you put it in the toilet?
No, I put it next to me, and my dad found out because I flooded the
You've been
bathroom.
recording your bottom burps again.
So you can hear it. You can hear me like I'm taking a shit. I'm 4 years old. You can hear me whistling or whatever, like do do do, and then like you hear the toilet paper, and it's just a lot, man. There's so much toilet paper. You hear like brrr, 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 and then I flush, and then you hear me go, Daddy, and then like,
What do you think your 4-year-old mind wanted to accomplish?
I don't know. I thought it
Would
was
you listen-
funny.
would you
I thought
listen to
it was
them?
Funny.
Do you have any of those early recordings?
Yes, we've got them all in my house.
You should put out an album.
A bootleg, an Andrew Dewitt bootleg, live, live from the throne.
This is the guy who's going crazy because I bought a shit calendar. The guy who records his shit.
He was 4 though.
He's probably still doing it, I think.
No, I don't steal
does that on his phone.
But you hear the water hit the ground, and then like my dad comes in, he trips over the thing. He's like, "What the fuck?" You know, like, and he pulls it out, and he's yelling at me
Jesus.
or whatever.
We did have the polar opposite childhoods.
And yet,
mean,
we are
similar.
incredibly similar in
Incredibly
what we like to
similar.
do
Because
to
we were
women.
both.
I think that's for episode 2.
Yeah, I think we'll do that next episode.
I was traumatized, and you were traumatized by too many restrictions.
One man had too much freedom.
I
One
had
man
too much
none.
freedom, and you had too little.
He grew up in Amsterdam. He grew up in like Nazi Germany.
Or like Amish country. All right, let's wrap that up. I think this is a good place to wrap up this episode. We'll do the next one where we'll cover like that product we found last week that is horrifying.
Vulva?
Vulva. We'll do it.
I'm not horrified by it.
We'll dive deep into vulva. This is it for the first episode of Boner City, USA with
Boy,
I was gonna say your names. It was gonna be
Who's the governor of Boner City?
Well, it'll be a rotating.
How about we do it now? Why don't we establish who we are in Boner City?
What do you want to be, Ryan?
Come back to me. I want to think about it.
Okay.
Do you think someone's going to be
comptroller?
I want to be a dirty.
Would it be cocktroller? Comptroller of Boner City. That's a terrible job.
We can make Jeff the mayor. He's the most regular.
We'll go.
Even
So
tempered.
Jeff's the mayor of
Boner City. But he can go back and forth. We can
And what are
he can be
you?
deposed. I could be.
He's Grimace.
I could be. That's.
I want to be the head.
burglar.
I want to be the head crystal meth dealer of Boner City.
Wait, that doesn't make any sense. That's not a. That's
I
not
want to
a title
the
that's
head
given to you.
Viagra salesman. I don't know.
Andrew, do you have anything?
Are we going for
You
real
do have a
positions?
No, wait, yeah,
a joke
there's real-
position.
We're gonna get certificates printed out, and I'm gonna
I think
make
we
them
should have a
Photoshop.
vote.
Maybe we'll have a vote on the thing.
Where is this city?
It's
Next to Narnia?
It's between Brigadoon and Narnia.
Yeah.
It's right next to
It's
it.
right
Just-
next to Hogwarts.
If you've gone to the balls, you've gone too far.
Anyway,
so it's not Ball City.
That does it for this episode of Boner City USA. Sponsored,
Hey,
presented by
Boner
Dork-
City, we're always hard.
Okay, that's it.
Hard on comedy.
Hey guys, you can't miss it.
Brought to
Hey,
you-
we're the bulge
Can you
in your
stop?
podcast pants.
I hate you so much. Brought to you by Dorksplosion.com. Be sure to visit Dorksplosion.com and check out all of our funny web series, apps, t-shirts.
Can we
all that
plug
crap.
Daddy Knows Best?
And check out Daddy Knows Best, Ryan and Jeff's hilarious
co-created,
live
co-wrote,
action,
co-directed,
co-wrote web series featuring Steve Renazzisi from The League, which is
on FX.
on FX. So
10:30 on Thursday.
until next time, thank you for listening.
Don't break your dicks.